Welcome aboard HMS Prado.
So, how have luxury cars evolved over time? Well, to find out, I've stepped into this, a Mercedes W140. When it was introduced in the early 90s, it was the biggest, the most luxurious, technologically superior, and ecologically insensitive luxury car on the planet. It cost Mercedes over $1 billion to develop, and it cost the chief engineer of Mercedes, Wolfgang Peter, his job. But I think Mercedes may have made a mistake. Because not me, but everybody says that in 30 years, in 3 decades, this is the best S-Class Mercedes that the three-pointed star has ever built. One of the reasons the W140 S-Class was so good was that when it was introduced at the time, it was packed with technological innovation and luxury that none of the other cars had. It had traction control, it had electronic stability program, it had double glazed windows, it had rain sensing wipers, and it even had a neat gadget because it was so long. They didn't have rear cameras at the time, so it had rear poles that would pop out of the rear trunk so you could see when you were reversing.
Okay,
Well, Sam?
I'm gonna take this as proof that you listened to me. Because you've listened to what I said about the S-Class, and I have to say, you've got probably the best model.
I must admit, when I sat in the S-Class yesterday, I was impressed with it. I was impressed with the interior. I want to go back and see what was the best S-Class that Mercedes had made.
Wow.
And I think I found it.
So, I've got another challenge.
All right, let's see.
What do you think?
Okay, that looks like the water bucket challenge, but much smaller.
Okay, it's not exactly going to be the water bucket challenge. Let's call it the water jug suspension test.
Water jug suspension test. Okay, that's interesting. All right, how does it work? What do we do?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to stick this on each of the cars.
Okay.
We're going to fill it to the brim.
All right.
And we're going to drive over a little bit of a gravel road. And then we're going to see how much water is remaining. The most water remaining wins.
All right. Sounds fun. Sounds awesome. And yeah, let's do that.
Okay, how are you going to approach this? Speed and power?
Definitely not. I mean, speed and power is my middle name and my motto, but I think I'm gonna do this like a ballerina on the tightrope. Since the Mercedes has turned blue, you know. All right, and okay.
Okay, so this car is equipped with Airmatic from factory, and we've already got a lot of spillage. Oh, that is terrible. Oh. That looks like it's lost more water already.
Now, as a car that was built to go off-road, I totally expect this Lexus to ace this challenge. A little bit sensitive on the throttle there. And we have touched 20 kilometers per hour. 30 kilometers per hour. Oh, and the water is spilling.
You know what, Ishraq? That's not half bad, to be honest. It's better than the Mercedes.
Yeah, but you know what, Sam? I thought as a 4x4 built off-road machine that it would do much better than that. I reckon that the old Mercedes may have done better than this.
No, I think it did. I think it's just marginally better than this, and
That's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what happened with me with the 222 S-Class.
Okay.
What seemed to happen was it seemed to be more comfortable from the driver's perspective, but you just got a lot more rebound and a lot more bouncing as I was going over the bumps. Whereas when we were in the W140, with a little bit more speed, it just seemed to stay flat.
Okay, so I think what happens there is the technology is transferring inside the car and making the driver feel more comfortable while the body is absorbing all the bumps. But whereas possibly in the older vehicle, we feel the bumps, so we are able to control and as thus not spill as much water. So that could be one theory.
That could make sense.
All right, so I reckon we need to measure these and have a final result as to what did best.
Okay,
on this
you
challenge.
go and do that. I, on the other hand, have another challenge in my mind, but I'm going to go and get my secret weapon, my classic luxury car. Right, well, Ishraq may have brought the best S-Class to the fight, the W140. I'm going to bring BMW's best version of a luxury car, the E38. The battle between the S-Class and the 7 Series has gone on for what feels like forever. But if you ask me, it was at that E38 generation where BMW really peaked. Not only is the design quite simply timeless, it handles and drives superbly. And that doesn't mean that, the other luxurious aspects have been neglected in some way. Oh no, because this car is loaded to the brim with optional extras. For example, you have electric memory seats, you have electric mirrors, you have a plethora of airbags in the front and back. You have a television in the center console from factory. You have a phone, which unfortunately doesn't work anymore, but back in the 90s, I mean, what a flex this would be. There's another reason why I chose this car. See, if I just lower the window a bit, you'll see this black band running around it. And what that means is these windows are double glazed. Now, contrary to popular belief, that doesn't mean that they're bulletproof. But what it does mean is that this car is better insulated from the factory than many modern cars are today. In fact, both the S-Class and the Lexus are not double glazed. So it'll be interesting to see whether the new cars can still compete with older tech, older machinery, and this double glazed glass. Okay, Ishraq, I've got our next test right about here.
All right, looks like we're gonna have a party. What's happening here, Sam?
Right, well, you didn't hear it just now, but this car comes with double glazing. These two don't.
Okay, all right.
That means, theoretically, the older car should be quieter inside. So what I want to do is blast some music, get into each of the cars, use our very scientific phone as a decibel meter,
All right.
and then see which of them is quietest inside. Because if you're buying a luxury car, the last thing you want to do is be troubled by the noise of outside, the blasting horns, people whistling in the street, everything. Sounds good. Okay, let's get the setup then.
All right, let's get it going.
Okay, so the results are in, and well, in equal second place is the Lexus and the BMW E38.
Surprising for a car that's 20 years old to be as well insulated as the Lexus LX570.
Yeah, I think what that says is, yep, the double glazing did play a difference, but it brought it up to that level that modern cars without that extra insulation can achieve. But actually, the Mercedes is the one that should get all the plaudits today.
59 decibels?
59 decibels.
59 decibels, yeah. So the winner of the soundproofing challenge is the Mercedes, and that leaves us at what, 3-all, 4-all between the Lexus and the Merc?
Well, yes, kind of, because it's pretty much even, right? Because both cars we agreed won the first challenge.
Exactly.
Then the Lexus pretty much took home the suspension test, and now the Mercedes has won the sound test.
All right, so we need to come to a conclusion on this, but I don't think that we can agree here, Sam. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you guys to comment and let us know which you think was the best luxury car. If you could have one car, would it be the Mercedes S-Class or would it be the Lexus LX570? So drop a comment below and let us know.
But don't go anywhere just yet. In fact, you, Ishraq, you just stay right here, because there's one more car which I think can take the whole concept of luxury to another level.
Wow, I can't wait to see that.
welcome aboard HMS Prado. This might not be the traditional definition of a luxury car, but if you're looking for legroom or rear seat comfort, I'm guessing nothing else can beat this.
I agree, no doubt about it. But of course, there are limitations to its users. It can't do off-road like the Lexus can, or it can't do high speed like the Mercedes, I'm sure. But yeah, for luxury, this is pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, right? I mean, you see different kinds of limousines all over the world, but I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen a Prado limo when these things came to Sri Lanka. When this car in particular came to Sri Lanka, I think that's the first time anyone thought, oh, hey, let's stretch a Land Cruiser.
Interesting. And I had a look around, and I must say the fit and finish is pretty nice. It's very well done. It's got some nice lights inside and stuff like that. I can see maybe a night out, you know, with some friends and stuff, but luxury cruising, maybe not my taste.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, come on, the S-Class has presence, but like you said, if you want to go out on a night out or to a prom or something like that, let's face it, an S-Class is nothing compared to something like this at making a statement. Thank you for watching. That concludes a brand new episode of Exide Masterclass, an all new season for this year.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and also let us know what car comparisons you would like to see in the future. That's it from this episode of the Exide Masterclass Shakedown. I hope you enjoyed watching.